Alright, I'm going to be explaining to you how to convert a mod from a custom 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever to the custom you want it to be over. So for this video I'm going to be converting Super Saiyan 4 Vegito to custom 02 mod instead of custom 01. I want to do only the bare minimum, so because the entire process takes too long, but with just this you will be able to convert the entire thing, so you don't need anything else. To start with you're going to open the game's files in UE Viewer, and you're going to do this. Oops, do this. This is the key, so you can extract the files. And once it opens, you're going to go to the character folder for the character and save the costume folder. In this case, Vegito is BTV, Custom 01. These costumes that are here are from the placeholder mod, they don't really have anything in them. So you're just going to right click the custom 01 folder and you're going to save it. It's going to take every single file and save it to your model saved folder. So let's go into it, Red, Content, Kara, and here we go. Here's BTV. Now you're going to open Unreal Pack. Everything is going to link in the description, by the way, so you don't need to worry about this. You're going to open Unreal Pack. You're going to paste the folder entirely, and now you're going to delete some things. First off, you're going to delete every single model. You don't need any of them. You just need to keep the mesh array folder. Then effects should stay the same because there aren't any effects in the custom 01 folder. And now animation, you're going to delete every single animation except for the AS body, anim array, and this. Basically all these array files and AB body and AS body, you're going to keep them. We're going to delete everything else. So these are all the animations Vegito uses. You don't need them because they're going to be loaded from custom 01, so you can just go ahead and delete everything. Do everything with all of them, in case that they exist, obviously. And the same for the dramatic finisher. And the same for the character selection script. This is just so your mod isn't loaded with files it doesn't need. You don't need to do this, but it's recommended, so you keep the file size to a minimum. So now you're going to open a second UE Viewer instance, which I don't have here. There we go. And you're going to do it in the mod folder. In this case, I have the Vegito mod right here, so I'm just going to open it. And you can see everything the mod uses is in here. So I'm going to ignore this because these are for the Kamehameha and I don't want to edit that right now. So you're going to save the folder from the mod. Keep it in a different folder so it doesn't overwrite your original game files. Then you're going to copy everything basically. I'm going to copy all of this to the folder of the mod, which is very simple. Then you're going to basically going to do the same for everything. In this case, I'm only going to copy base and color 01 because, as I said, I'm not going to convert the entire mod because I don't want to take an hour doing this. So I'm going to delete every other out. Okay, now you have every file that you need, basically. So now you're going to open Asset Editor, which will also be in the description. You're going to start editing every single file in the mod, basically. Let's start with the mesh. This is for the models, obviously. We're going to open it in Asset Editor. First, open Terrain, and simply change all of these custom 0 except for the Potara. You don't need to do that. But basically, for every single file that's edited, you need to change it to custom 02. So in this case, mesh array is going to load it from custom 02, so you're going to rename it to custom 02. The same with the Super Saiyan Blue model, the same with base, and that's it. Now you just save it, and do the same with the actual models. So in this case, you only need to change this. The skeleton and the physics asset need to stay in Custom 01, otherwise your character is going to be invisible, so don't edit those. You just press save and do the same with the other mesh. Oops, I didn't mean to save that. There we go. So now, when the game loads, Custom 02 is going to load these files. Now we're going to edit the files in here. So in the same, open. So let's start with base. In this case, you can keep the instance for the shadow and for the decals. You can keep them. You keep basically everything in Custom 01 except for base and base body. These two you need to edit them. Of course, this depends on the mod. The more recent mods, like for example, I don't know, Gohan Black, for example, you also need to edit the outline. But in this case, I'm not going to do it because it isn't needed for this specific mod. But ideally, you'll want to change everything to Custom 02 so that nothing depends on Custom 01. But just doing this is going to work just fine. So you can just save it, then open Ball Materials and do the same edits. Ball Materials is basically the same file as base, but it has an extra header. In this case, it's the Ball Materials header, obviously. So just edit like this. Now we're going to edit the base body. Oops. And we're going to do the same. We're going to change all of this to Custom 02. See, this is obviously so the files are loaded from here instead of Custom 01. So now you can actually delete the outline material because it's going to be loaded from Custom 01 anyways. This is for... I'm not sure what this is for. Oh, this is the Potara. You can just ignore it. Keep it, but you can ignore it. Now do the same with the textures. Just go in and edit to Custom 02. Oops, I need to. I'm not going to edit the VTX files because these are for the base form and I'm not going to do base form right now. And now go to the base folder and do the same, basically. Edit all of this to be Custom 02. The shadow and the outline, in this case you can just delete them as well because they are being loaded from Custom 01, so they're basically not needed. And do the same with the textures. Oops, I opened it a second time. I'm really distracted, sorry. And now you're technically done. All of this should work in game. Obviously, rename the folder from Custom 01 to Custom 02. That's it. And yeah, it should be working. Let me check again just to be sure I didn't mess anything up. Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, now we're just going to test in game. Use Unreal Pack to pack your folder. You just need to drag and drop it into Unreal Pack with compression. And it's going to create a pack file with files, obviously.